Hey, superstars. In today's world, there is a crisis that is looming large, and it's one of many crises, perhaps not the worst crisis that's facing us, but it is insidious. And that is the pervasive allure of speed that's leading to the adoption in a lot of people, in a lot of businesses, of shortcuts. Hi, I'm Coach Keren Eldad. I'm an executive coach and the founder of With Enthusiasm Coaching. And lately, the thing that has been bugging me the most in the US election, in global politics, in the world of industry, especially in light, as you will see, of the Boeing case study, the thing that's bugging me the most is incompetence or confidence masquerading as competence. This is fueled, to my mind, by shortcut taking. And so that's what I want to talk to you about. I want to talk to you about why you really shortcut, if you do, and you probably do a little bit, and why you should not, under any circumstances, shortcut, unless, I don't know, it's like helping somebody with a small menial task and it doesn't affect the rest of life. The blame for shortcutting, or the reason for shortcutting that's usually given, is pinned on the relentless pace of modern life and the structures of capitalism that make it very high incentive to deliver things very quickly. Okay. Irrespective of the broader forces, I want to say that it's really important that we recognize the detrimental effects and take steps to mitigate them, at least within our own lives. To my mind, shortcutting occurs because of two things. Number one, your behavioral style. You're very impatient, you're very fast-paced, which makes you rather careless. But the much bigger reason that's driving this behavioral style is that you're extremely outcome focused and you're starting to think in a Machiavellian manner, which means I just need to get the end. So who cares what the means are? And that's when you start skimming corners and cutting corners and becoming a shortcutter. Shortcutting manifests in a myriad of ways, through deception, through cheating, through self-deception. And yes, all forms of shortcutting, plagiarizing somebody's content, not having the proper qualifications or accreditations before you go to market, not doing proper inspection on your planes. All of these are forms of deception. And as we seek with our paths to success, an expedited path to success, because I don't know, I guess we saw the Kardashians do it and we think we can too. We have to understand that we're thriving on reinforcing an obsession with self-deception and with deception. And that entices everybody of promises of rapid achievement, when in fact, all of these are false promises. Beneath this reflex, the deeper root cause is an overbearing fixation on agendas, as I just said, and a Machiavellian worldview. In other words, a scarcity-driven, not an abundance-driven worldview, an idea that the world has finite resources, and so we better get them before anybody else gets them. And that rationalizes the shortcuts as a means to a desired end, and it becomes disrespectful at best of ethical and moral implications. Now let's delve into the cautionary tale of Boeing for a second, just to give you a really huge example of this. This is a stark illustration from recent news of the consequences of prioritizing speed over quality. Recent incidents involving Boeing's 737 MAX planes underscore systemic issues compromising safety and quality control. Despite the company's attempts to address these issues, fundamental problems continue to persist, exacerbated by pressures to meet production targets and to compete with rivals like Airbus. Their struggles serve as a sobering reminder that shortcuts exact a very heavy toll, and in their case, a human toll, not just in compromised quality and safety, but also in the resulting eroded trust and quality control. Think about it right now. This is the month of March 2024. I've heard several friends and seen their posts on Instagram saying, phew, I'm not on a Boeing plane. And that's all because that Alaska Airlines Boeing plane had that door blown off of it. When you have a mistake of that caliber, first of all, thank God it didn't kill anyone, but your reputation is tarnished, at least for a very, very long time. Not to mention, their lack of proper examinations have led to the death of 370 people in flights that actually did crash. And they're ultimately going to lead to the resignation at the end of this year of their CEO, Calhoun, and not a moment too soon, if you ask me. The prevalence of this type of let's just do what we need to do and relax our inspection practices is a shortcut. And that's an egregious shortcut. It's an extreme example of a shortcut, but many of us attempt these shortcuts in teeny tiny ways in our own lives. I want to illustrate that this example first and foremost shows us that culture goes way beyond Boeing. It can actually be occurring right now at your company, in your corporate culture. It also affects entire industries, and it can come directly to your door, albeit with a smaller impact. And that's the only thing that we can really, really control and be mindful of is our own door. If we take control of our own integrity and do our own due diligence, we can start to, at least in our lives, mind our integrity and elicit a lot less of this from the world, I believe. Smaller impact notwithstanding, even though your life is, even if you do harm people, I hope you don't end up harming too many people or any people. Still think about the fact that this will ultimately turn on you if you take shortcuts. And that's why ultimately this video is for you. The reason why you should not take shortcuts, and I'm all for people taking the leap before they even see the net. I'm all for people really moving into business while they still don't have the acumen, as long as they have a dedication to hone their practice and become methodical about this and attain the skills that they will require for mastery. But there's a big difference between all of that and going for something while you have complete incompetence that's just masquerading as confidence. You've taken other people's material, you have zero accreditation, zero claim, you've made up your stories. An example of that from very recent history is Andrew Huberman's. He's a podcaster who was just exposed in New York Magazine, not only for living an extraordinarily fraudulent life, but for overall fraud. He said he was a Stanford professor when he has not visited his lab in 2 years. He invented a story about his childhood that his father refuted. So I've personally had it with people who rip off other people's work and try to pass it as their own, or people who don't have proper chops to do what they say that they're supposed to do. Snake oil salespeople, the MLMs, for example, come to mind, multi-level marketing organizations and so on and so forth. But ultimately, if you are indulging in any of these practices, even if you think, all right, it's just a harmless little, I'll just hire somebody to do this for me and I'll figure it out myself afterwards, all of these shortcuts, instead of doing the work yourself, are ultimately robbing your chance, you of your own chance to become a master, and your clients, who will ultimately be hoodwinked in the process. Surprisingly, I have found that when people know this and agree, for many, a desire to go faster is still so much more important than a desire to play properly. Someone who wants to go faster will gloss over details still. But here's the deal. A real winner will take the time to work at the details and take small steps rather than focusing on winning. Winning just happens when you do everything right and in the right order. It's the doing everything right that's hard, but it cannot be skipped. So why should you avoid the temptation of shortcuts? Because true success is not in the swiftness of the journey. It is in the integrity with which the journey is taken. It is about prioritizing the process over the outcome. It's about taking deliberate steps towards excellence and upholding ethical standards, even when the allure of expediency beckons. In a world where shortcuts abound, be the exception. Be the real superstar that you know you are. Do not be swayed by the false promises of rapid success, but the steadfast commitment to quality and integrity and diligence. Remember, genuine achievement isn't measured by how quickly you reach the finish line, but how strong you finish. Thank you so much for your attention. Stay committed to the journey, and therein lies your true success. And if you're ready for doing things right and at the right time, with the right pace, and with skipping absolutely nothing, with a stickler, in fact, please feel free to book a consultation with me on calendly.com/Keren Eldad. I hope to see you